All right, story number five. All right, so there's an update on Kanye West. There's always updates on Kanye West. Okay, I think we were used to that. There's always updates on Kanye West. Kanye's had an interesting year. I like Vultures 1. I do not like Vultures 2. But Toure, longtime journalist, in my opinion, on the Mount Rushmore of hip-hop journalists, Toure, he reported on what Kanye is doing in Tokyo. All right, so this is part of his Substack. It's called Culture Fries, if I'm not mistaken. Culture Fries. I believe that's what this is. Culture Fries by Toure, right? And so this is interesting. He reports on what Kanye is working on while he lives in Tokyo. So let's take a look through this. Why Kanye is living in Tokyo inside the making of his new album. Kanye is now living in Tokyo. He's living in a hotel, hard at work on his next album, Bully, a concept album that could be very exciting for his fans. He's recording the album in his hotel room, not in a recording studio, and he's planning to be the sole producer on it. Sole producer. This is going to be interesting. Kanye, the sole producer in 2024. Sole producer. I hope he's getting help with his raps, but sole producer. Now, I think this could be a very minimalistic project if I had to make an assumption based off of that description alone. Obviously, Kanye is fantastic with keys, with drum pads, but Kanye brings in, since forever, he's been bringing in people to add the things that he wasn't necessarily as competent at. Right, you go from hip hop violinists to full orchestras, from one album to two albums, right? But he's working on it himself, right? So if I had to make a guess, I think this is a pretty minimalistic foray, but let's see where else he goes. It seems like he's moving into a new chapter of his life and his journey as a musician. He might end up being the only rapper on Bully, but it's not done, so who knows? Someone who knows said this album is 100% him. They meant it's pretty much made by Kanye alone. He's producing everything himself. This would be 100% Kanye West, which it hasn't been in many, many, many years. I don't know if we have a public album that we could say is 100% Kanye West on the production side. I mean, I'd have to look at College Dropout, but I think he got some help on the production on that one. Everything after that, who knows? Definitely with a lot of the accompanying sounds. But this is, in 2024, Ye. Look, you guys know me. I'm definitely Team Ye. I stay Team Ye, right? I've gone through my periods of times where I was like, oh, man, I can't be supporting Ye no more. And then he always comes back. I think Kanye West has figured out the human experience in a way that no one else has. And I'm very intrigued by hearing what him by himself sounds like right now. And if he's going to be the only rapper, I really hope he gets help with his raps, though. And I mean that. I'm not trying to throw shots or anything. I just don't know what it's like for Kanye to write his rhymes anymore. I just don't. I don't know if we ever really knew. I think the closest we got, those first two, maybe three albums, maybe some of the mixtape stuff. But maybe the mixtape stuff, but I don't know about Kanye in 2024 with his own raps. The article continues, I love this image of Ye, the embattled global star, making his comeback in a luxury hotel in one of the biggest, most beautiful, most aesthetically interesting, and technologically advanced cities in the world. I picture him taking a break and leaning on the balcony, looking out at the amazing futuristic city while wearing something from the future as some groundbreaking beat plays behind him on a loop. If his life were a movie, it would be an amazing scene. It reminds me of the period before the release of My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy when he was embattled and holed up in Honolulu, making his comeback album. That time he invited a ton of people to come out and help him build an epic, iconic album. This time he's in Tokyo and he's pretty much alone. It seems like he's turning the page and moving into a fresher chapter of his life with a new city, perhaps a new sound, and a new sense of peace. I hope so. I really hope so. A friend said, I think Japan is good for him. In LA, he's got a war with the paparazzi. He does not like the paparazzi. When he's in Japan, people see him and they're very quiet. They're very respectful, very seldom when they even come up and ask for a picture. So he can move around Japan with no security. Tokyo Weekender recently reported that he's been spotted at pro wrestling event in Shinjuku and in the Jamaican restaurant Goodwood Terrace in Shibuya. A friend said in Japan he has a different level of peace of mind, which obviously leads to being able to make really good music. Because your mind is at ease, your mind is at rest, you're not paranoid about anything. I don't know when Ye began living in Tokyo, a year ago, maybe? Some of the Vultures music was made there. People say it's hard to quantify when he started living there because he's sort of an upper-class homeless nowadays. He's living in hotels all over the world. There was a stint at the Chateau Marmont in Beverly Hills, a stint in Florence, a stint in Dubai, but now he seems to look at Tokyo as home. During Donda, he had a place in Malibu. I mean, it was a super small place as it was described to me. It's like some small place with like one bedroom, if that, like 800 square feet, something like that, where he was basically living during a lot of those Donda sessions. So he tends to do this. That will have an impact on the music, maybe not in some obvious way like working with Japanese MCs, but surely it'll manifest in ways we can't easily hear. In Tokyo, Ye's got no entourage. In the past, he traveled places with 30 to 50 people around him, ranging from music people to architects to shoe designers to fashion designers, whole creative beehive buzzing around him. Now in Tokyo, it's just him and an engineer in a single room, pulling together an album at a big crossroads in his career. This is more than a comeback album. This is I'm in a new stage of my life album. I mean, the idea of having a comeback album when you have the #1 album and a #1 song in the same year. I know Vultures is polarizing, but that album went #1. It did 200-something thousand, which is still a lot. That's still a lot. And he had the #1 song in the world, or at least #1 song in that Billboard Hot 100. Carnival. I like Vultures 1. I find it fun. I think that's a fun album. 1 second applause for Vultures 1. But so it's hard for me to think of this as a comeback album when 2 albums ago you were #1. I mean, maybe that's the standard Kanye's on, because Vultures 2 was not it. It was not it. And so perhaps this is, in that regard, a comeback album, but he started the year with a #1 and a #1 song, which is very difficult to do. And he did that completely independently. So musically, Ye is normally the product of a team. He comes with big ideas, but there's producers helping him pull the sound together and writers helping him pull the lyrics together. Not this time. I don't think that's the reality of this record, a friend said. That means lots of Ye himself playing, and when he's in front of the keyboard and the drum sequencer and other music-making machines, it can be magical. A friend said, when you get him actually on the machines, that's a different beast. That's when you get Kanye the producer at the highest level. When he's actually touching the machines, there's nobody better. He just has a gift when it comes to that. What's the general sonic direction of Bully? He's pulling from an eclectic pool. He traveled the world a lot, so he's aware of a lot more than probably ever before. So I think sound-wise, it's probably varied, but in Kanye-esque form. I'm excited about it. Kanye's always adventurous with his music, in my opinion. I like Jesus is King, the gospel record, more than most people, I guess. I love Yeezus. I like Vultures quite a bit. The only thing I think he's really done that I found to be a complete misstep was Vultures 2. And at this point, with the level of grandiosity that's around all things Kanye West, and with, all the ways he's arguably self-sabotaged himself or found ways to endear, opposing communities to his endeavors, his heart, his faith, his family, I think a minimalist Kanye West experience is something that I don't know if we've ever really seen before. So we'll see how it comes out. I like the idea of it. Please get some help with the raps. Please do. But let me know what you guys think about this. Are you guys looking forward to another Kanye West album? I like where he's going. Let me know what you think. My name is Justin Hunt. Like, subscribe to the channel. Follow @TheCompanyMan on everything. It's all happening.
Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. The mathematical breakdown of this mighty game of rap we in. It's boom bapping. Systematical culture views us radical, it's all happening. Shaking hands and dapping it. Life through the lens of hip hop, from trip hop to yes, y'all, you don't stop, you don't stop. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. It's all happening, yes, it's all happening. Justin Hunt is here, it's all happening. It's all happening, yes, it's all happening.